This little garden belongs to Kat Lavers. Kat is a permaculture designer and educator, and she's been cultivating this pocket-sized patch for the last 10 years. Kat, how big is this garden?
The whole block is 1/14 of an acre, or 280 square metres, but the area that we're standing in, where most of the food is coming from, is around 12 by 8 metres.
This is an amazingly abundant little garden. What was here when you first started?
It was a really typical suburban garden, a rundown house, a garden that was overgrown and really poor quality soil.
You tested the soil when you got here?
Yeah, we tested it for lead and found that we did have a lead contamination problem, which is common throughout most areas where humans have settled. One of the most important steps that we've done is use the raised vegetable beds.
Yep.
Obviously, when we're eating that much produce, it's really important. So we have clean soil that has been brought in for those. We also know that lead doesn't generally transfer into fruits. So this beautiful blood plum behind us is totally safe to eat from.
Kat rotates crops across 3 main garden beds, which have been carefully designed. To make things easy, they're the same size, just over 1 metre by 3 metres, which means she can rotate crops and easily move infrastructure, like the trellis system, from bed to bed.
In a small garden where you're producing for a kitchen, it's really important that we have fruit ripening all year round, rather than one big tree that crops all at once. So we keep our fruit trees deliberately pruned quite small so that we can have more diversity of fruit throughout the year.
Kat, you're a big believer in the easy plants, aren't you?
I sure am, Millie. So one of my favourites is the wild rocket. Wild rocket, which is a different variety to the standard rocket seed that's usually offered to gardeners. This variety is perennial and it's also self-seeding. In fact, in some areas it's a weed, which is important that people know. This is an incredible plant for home food gardeners that's drought hardy, crops nearly all year round. You can even cut it to the ground and it will keep reshooting for several years. We actually do a lot of chop and drop here, so we don't haul a lot of material away to a compost. We don't even have room for a larger compost system here, so much of the composting actually happens in situ, just by chopping the branches and leaving them on the ground underneath the plant.
So every productive garden has a couple of chooks, right? In Kat's case, she's had to think small, and her flock of quails have proven a fantastic alternative for a small space garden. A small space isn't a barrier to a great garden, but this one also shows that if you work out what you've got to work with and then apply some clever design, you can also have one that is diverse and beautiful and efficient and productive, that makes use of every inch. There are so many ideas to inspire your place here. I bet this one's got you thinking.